afternoon. Welcome to the Weatherhead 2010 ceremony. As is customary for us, we will start with an address by the President of a Graduate Student Business Council, Brigham Wilson. Brigham, come on up. But if I didn't take the liberty of asking you to sit down, I figured you would take that liberty anyway.
Perfect. For a second, I got excited. I thought I'd be able to tell everybody to please sit. I've always wanted to do that. Thank you all for coming today. Students, faculty, administrators, especially administrators, because you guys let me in. I slipped through the cracks. These past 2 years have been a wonderful experience. Weatherhead is a really special place. It's a place where I believe you can truly connect with the professors and create relationships. Over the last 2 years, I've built great friendships with most of the professors here. And I just want to say thank you again. It's been a tremendous experience. I will miss learning from all of you, both students, faculty. I will also miss vending machines, ramen noodles late into the night. These are all great things that we've been doing over the past couple years. You know, what makes Weatherhead special, it's obviously got a dynamic building. It's beautiful. But more important than the building and the city and the great weather here and the championship sports teams is the people. So, you know, when I reflect on the last 2 years, and I'm sure we all have similar types of experiences as graduates, you know, I had professors that really touched me in many ways. You know, I can remember my first class, statistics. I thought I was out before I started. Professor Solo made it very easy. You know, coming from English Lit, I didn't have very much background with numbers, and he made it easy and simple to understand. Simon Peck, unbelievable job teaching us how to analyze an industry and how to look at things in a different light. Scott Fine, you know, what a heart of gold. I think he is batting 1,000 for case competitions. He takes our students to these competitions, and it's been amazing. And Sam Thomas, the list goes on. You guys have been really special, so thank you for that experience. Students, you know, never in my life have I been surrounded by people with so much talent and potential. Over the past several years, we've accomplished great things. The first couple semesters were tough, and you know, we put our head down and we're able to work our way through it. As one of my friends said, it's been a humbling experience to work alongside you guys. So I want to keep it brief. I think it will probably be about 45-minute speech. But the three things that I wanted to leave everybody with is, and I say this for everybody, including myself, things that I think that will do us right going forward. One, we must follow our dreams, all of us. As we learned these past 2 years, with hard work, you can achieve anything. No matter how wicked the problem, and that's for you, Stan. No matter how wicked the problem or tough the job market, we will succeed and we can achieve. So my message is to never give up. Conversely, this morning, Katie Kirk delivered a wonderful speech, and she spoke about being realistic and persistent. One of the quotes she used was, you know, if you're too big for a small company, you're too small for a big company. And I think right now, more than ever, we all need to just keep our head down, and I think everything will work out. Again, I've never been around a brighter bunch of people. So the last thing I would say is we all have to stay positive. It's easy to see things and see all the reasons for why you cannot achieve something, but greatness is achieved by overcoming life's challenges. The tougher the challenge, the greater the reward. As Sam Thomas would say, the greater the risk, the greater the return. Same concept. So, in the words of Vince Lombardi, if you're not fired with enthusiasm, you will be fired with enthusiasm. So, in conclusion, in the words of Professor Solo, I believe with 100% confidence, I believe that's how I'm supposed to say that we all can and will succeed. Best of luck to everybody. Congratulations.
Thank you, Brigham. One of my staff members just motioned to me that you couldn't hear me. Is that true? Well, the fact you say yes means you're hearing something. How about now? Now, I always told graduation speeches, any speech ought to be short, especially graduation speech, because they say most of you don't hear it. Those of you who do are happy to forget about it as quickly as you possibly can. So I'll certainly keep my remarks short. And I thought, what could I tell you in a couple of minutes that in some manner was reflective, not tell you that you're doing wonderful things, you will do wonderful things, which I know you will. It just struck me that this building is a rather unique building. So I thought I'll talk of that. You know, graduation, when you look at graduations, any graduation are celebrations of ends and beginnings. They always have been. You know, what you do here as students is you conclude your studies with us and start a new phase of life. These transitions are often the most poignant of times. Sometimes, of course, end is always a beginning. You know, the setting of today's celebration is a stark example. This building was built more than 90 years ago. It was built as a synagogue, the Temple-Tifereth Israel. And it served that function admirably for all these years. More recently, the temple is passed in the care of Case Western Reserve University and destined to become the Milton and Tamar Maltz Performing Arts Center, a place where students, faculty, staff, and visiting artists will perfect their craft. For at least the next 99 years, the temple congregation here will continue to use the space to commemorate other important ends and beginnings, just as you are, as they celebrate the high holy days, that in some manner bring home the passage of time rather forcefully. You know, this unusual coexistence of tradition, creativity, and novelty is not and should not be new to you. Those of you known us for 2 years, you came here to see, to experience for yourself the coexistence of the traditional, the new, and the still emerging at the school. At Weatherhead, tradition is the reed that bends but does not break. It isn't the mighty oak that gets toppled in a storm. The tradition, in order for it to continue, needs flex. And our school, our philosophy, our way of learning, our way of teaching, our way of practicing flexes with times. To return to this temple's history, though its glorious shape remains the same, its purpose to house the most sacred of human activities is flexible enough to allow us to accommodate religious celebrations and cultural ones, and even to mix them up together ever so often. In some sense, every one of us should be like this building, with a cherished sense of our roots and the heritage of an open space within where our knowledge, our ambition, our imagination can grow and flourish. Never forget that within each of you, you have the capacity, the skill to be unceasingly novel and creative without ignoring your traditions. With each new batch of graduates, we add to our own creativity and novelty here. I do wish for you to know that you made impression at our school as surely as if your footprints could still be seen in the hallways and the classrooms that you walked. When you get up to leave today, you'll start a new set of footprints. And I can tell you, I can't wait to see where those tracks lead. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if you can't hear me. I certainly hope you'll hear the next speaker. Let me talk of the speaker coming up. You know, when we talk of combining the traditional with the novel, we have with us today a person who is a striking example of just such coexistence. Darcy Winslow has been a pioneer and an active practitioner of sustainability frameworks and principles, exploring and experimenting with the application of these to all aspects of business, Darcy is the founder of Designs for a Sustainable World Collective, a firm that focuses on the development of practical yet aggressive strategies for organizations to create and adopt more sustainable and ultimately regenerative business practices. Darcy worked at Nike for over 20 years and held several senior management positions within the business. She most recently served as general manager for Nike's global women's fitness business as a senior advisor of the Nike Foundation, which seeks to empower disadvantaged girls aged 10 to 19 through poverty alleviation, creating economic livelihood opportunities. In 1999, Darcy Winslow spearheaded a major sustainability initiative at Nike to ensure that the creation of the world's most recognizable brand of athletic wear was also the most socially responsible and environmentally friendly. Winslow and her team inserted sustainability into the heart of what Nike does, with a series of real-world changes that instituted design, engineering, and production changes across the entire value chain. Darcy Winslow is one of the foremost experts on the process of steering large and successful companies towards more environmental and financial sustainability. It is my privilege to turn the proceedings over to Ms. Winslow. Darcy?
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Great. Well, thank you, Dean Mohan. It's an incredible honor to be back here at Case Western Reserve University and for such an important event. And I'd like to thank Dr. Roger Salant, the Executive Director of the Fowler Center for Sustainable Value, for inviting me to speak here today. And to all the Weatherhead graduates, welcome to the next exciting chapter of your life. When I was invited to speak, it came with one very simple request: to be brilliant, to be brief, and to be gone. So check. I will do that. So you might ask, who am I besides what Dean just shared with you, and what am I doing here? Basically, I am just a girl from a small town, southern Indiana. I am an athlete, I'm a player, I'm a coach, I'm a leader. I am curious. I've been a lifelong seeker and explorer. I'm also a steward of the earth, and I'm often overwhelmed by what lies before us. But ultimately, I am an optimist, and I believe in the power of committed people who are willing to take bold steps to make a difference in the world. And as I reflected on the catalytic moments in my life, I remember my first attempt at being an activist. In the 5th grade, I decided that our bus driver was an intimidating, rude bully. So I decided to make a statement. And I persuaded my older sister and my younger brother to make that statement with me. Ultimately, they agreed, and the next morning we took alternative transportation to school. My sister on stilts, my brother on a unicycle, and me on a pogo stick. 2.5 miles. And although I don't remember what the ultimate outcome was for the bus driver, I did receive very positive reinforcement, a resounding, at least you took a stand for what you believed in. As emerging accountants and business leaders, social entrepreneurs and specialists, you have the innate ability and the responsibility to make a significant difference in the organization in which you choose to invest your time. And more importantly, as the next generation, I believe that you have the unique opportunity to shift paradigms from business as usual, which in my opinion, business as usual is game over. Dana Meadows, one of the greatest systems thinkers and a woman who has been so inspirational to me, states that the most effective place to intervene in a system is the power to transcend paradigms. So for context, I'll share a few paradigms that I believe will lead to a better future. And the question is, what would have to shift in us for us to realize this? The first, we truly respect and embrace diversity in everything, in our workplace, our thoughts, our community, and our environment. And as biomimicry teaches us, the healthiest ecosystems are the most diverse. The second, we live in a world where we value sufficiency. rather than endless, seemingly endless consumption. We initiate a shift from the old rules of a finite game where I win, you lose, or win at any cost, to new rules of an infinite game where the goal is to extend play indefinitely and for the good of all. And finally, a shift from the belief that power resides in those with the title to a recognition that power is infinite. You have the power to make a difference. We must respect that power and use it wisely and for the good of the planet and the systems that we directly impact. And don't underestimate the power that you have right now to shift paradigms. Robert Swan, one of this generation's greatest polar explorers and dear friend of mine, shared one of his lifelong lessons on leadership. And he said, when you are about to tackle something huge and unknown, you have to have a healthy dose of naivete. Because if you knew every challenge that was going to be placed before you, most would walk away. And these words really resonated with me. My greatest accomplishments in shifting a system, a paradigm, or a business model were through influence and for building support for that path and a huge dose of naive optimism rather than through the traditional hierarchical leadership role. And I hold sustainability at Nike as one of my greatest successes. On May 18, 1988, I had just completed my thesis while interning in Nike Sport Research Lab, and I stood where you stand today wondering what the world had in store for me as I left the predictability of university life. And 19 days later, I hired into Nike as a biomechanical research assistant, and much to the delight of my graduate advisor. 2 years later, I left research to enter the business world at Nike, and now to the chagrin of my graduate advisor. And his premise was I was his best student and that I should continue with my research work. And my claim was that there was so much to learn and explore in the business world and beyond the business world. And so for the next 18 years, I continued to do that, and my horizons expanded exponentially. So no matter how wise you think you may be, you can never really predict the paths that will be presented to you over the years. And never in my wildest dreams could I have designed the path that brings me here today. When I sought my last position at Nike just about 4 years ago, the president of Nike really reinforced that sentiment. We sat down, talked, and he said, you know, you have the most unusual career path of anybody I've ever seen at Nike. And all I could say was, thank you, I think. But back to the catalyst that brings me here today. On April 14th, 1997, I was introduced to the concept of sustainability, and my career path changed permanently on that day. Bill McDonough and Michael Brongart walked into Nike and met with 10 of our top footwear leadership team, our current CEO, and at that time I was the Director of Advanced Research and Development, working on technologies, processes, research that wouldn't play out for 2 to 10 years. And Bill sat down and asked a very simple question. He said, do you know what's in your product? And we had to say, well, of course we do. But Bill then rolled out a chemical analysis that he had done on one of our running shoes, and we had to say a resounding no. And that was the pivotal catalytic point in my professional career. Shortly thereafter, I set my own North Star, as well as Nike's 2020 goals, most of which are still in place today. And for the past 13 years, I've committed every waking hour to this very urgent and complex work. When I left the secure world of Nike after 21 incredible years, I was exceptionally clear about the intentions for my not business as usual business, Designs for a Sustainable World Collective, and the difference that I hope to make in the world. I know what I stand for. I know what I am passionate about, and I have chosen to lead, to find willing and capable teammates, and with clear focus and commitment, we move forward confidently, and we build momentum as we go. And when I'm asked how I remain positive and optimistic about the future, given all the pessimistic data, scientific data around climate change, challenged ecosystems and species, my answer is always the same. I have choices. I can do nothing and accept our fate, or I can tiptoe into action, follow the leader, and hope that that's good enough. Or I can stand as a leader and help create the kind of world that I want to live in. We will each leave a legacy whether or not we're intentional about that or not. And I choose to be intentional about the legacy I leave, whether that be large or small. And over the past 2 years, I've had the honor of being part of 2 expeditions to the Antarctic, truly the last great continent on the planet. It has not been populated or plundered, yet the threat is very real. The purpose of these expeditions is to expose a vastly diverse group of business leaders, educators, and emerging student leaders to the reality of the impact climate change is having on the southern continent and thus the planet. And these experiences have represented another pivotal wake-up call for me, seeing the impact of climate change firsthand. And as we witness the indescribable beauty of Antarctica and what we stand to lose, we're in dialogue with climate scientists, biologists, and sustainability experts to really explore a new path forward, a new way of doing business. And this is done through collaboration, through leadership, personal courage, and by activating our networks. The pace of change that we are seeing is unlike anything the world has seen before. Over the past decade, climate scientists have refined the potential scenarios that we face by the year 2100 using tens of thousands of data points. And last month, one of those scientists and a fellow expeditioner to Antarctica shared this, and you'll have to envision this graph. But he said the worst case scenario of climate change, catastrophic climate change, predicts almost 1,000 parts per million of CO2 by the year 2100. And for context, we're at about 387 right now. And he called this the business as usual scenario. The best case scenario of a low carbon path is closer to 400 parts per million. And then there were 2 other paths, the confirmed and potential proposals that came out of Copenhagen just a few months ago, and they're in the upper middle range. And the urgency becomes apparent as these different paths begin to significantly bifurcate in the year 2020. He said this next decade will be the decade which determines which of those paths that we take, and it must be the decade of leadership and action. So we must embody a spirit of hope, determination, vision, and unprecedented collaboration. Do we continue on a path of business as usual that almost ensures a world with crumbling ecosystems and that will alter every aspect of our current lifestyle? Or do we become master systems thinkers, ambassadors, collaborators, and leaders to envision, design, and actively bring into being the world that we want to live in? Remember, we have choices, and we must be intentional. We will own those choices always, so make them worthy choices. Over the years, and especially in the work of sustainability and climate change, I've learned another lesson. Take everything that you're passionate about seriously, except yourselves. And I have 3 very simple principles that I've lived my life by. And while they may seem insignificant, they have truly represented and translated into how I make decisions in both my personal and professional life. And the first one, try a new sport every year. And the number of sports that I've tried are now equal to my age, which is a data point I won't share. But the purpose of this principle is to continue to challenge myself both physically and mentally. If the sport has an element of fear, how will I assess that and overcome it? If the sport is physically challenging, how will I train for that? And the analog into business, embrace the unknown with courage. Over the years at Nike, I had 5 opportunities to lead major initiatives that had no roadmap, no history, no owner's manual, but with untold potential. And they were by far the most rewarding professional experiences I'd had. To raise my hand for these jobs and to become known as a leader who was willing and ultimately capable and competent at taking the potentially risky and unknown assignments. We never know how strong we are until we're challenged, so why not train for these opportunities? The second principle, always stay in good enough shape that I never have to turn down an invitation to run a marathon, to ride a century, to climb a mountain, or to join an expedition to Antarctica. And in order to do so, I have to train almost every day. I can't rely on my past athletic accomplishments. So again, the analog into the business world, stay current. Don't rest on your laurels because they may not serve you well in the future if you don't evolve. And as the saying goes, the future belongs to the learners because the learneds may find themselves beautifully prepared for a world that no longer exists. And the third, approach every endeavor by staying true to my highest intention. I have to commit fully and keep aligned to my North Star. Know what your North Star is. When the results don't play out as I hoped, I have to ask myself, what am I supposed to be learning here? It may not be the obvious, because this is not a passive journey. So the challenge to you, as the next chapter of your life unfolds, what values, what principles will you live your life by? Will you take more than you give, or will you give more than you take? You will certainly be challenged along the way. How will you respond? As you enter the organizations of your choice, remember that organizations are not machines, but they are networks of living systems, and you will be an essential part of that living system. You are the leaders of this decade that will help determine our trajectory. If we are to thrive as a species, it will take every ounce of courage, persistence, curiosity, collaboration, innovation, humor, and hope. And in the words of Robert Swan, the greatest threat to this planet is the belief that someone else will save it. We are that someone else. So make Case so proud of you. Go out and make a fabulous difference. Thank you and good luck.
Darcy, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, as a postscript, the reason Ms. Winslow is here is the one thing we've always done very well at the Weatherhead School is to teach you techniques and methods and things you could do, tools you could use. Ever so often, it helps to pause and think of our place in a larger context. We don't, in some manner, manage the world. We don't live in it. We, in some manner, create it through our actions. As people like Ms. Winslow help us remind the fact that we do have a role to play in making that future happen for ourselves. So thank you again for that reminder. I'd like to ask Deborah Bibb, the Director of Full-Time MBA Program, help with the presentation of the Weatherhead Awards.
The Weatherhead School annually recognizes 3 professors chosen by students who exemplify excellence in teaching. This year, the award committee received 20 faculty nominations and determined that the 3 award recipients are Danny Solo, Dale Flowers, and Scott Fine. Unfortunately, Professor Solo and Flowers are unable to be here today. Professor Fine, will you please join us on stage? One nominator wrote, Professor Fine demonstrates his love of teaching and genuine interest in the betterment of students through his mentorship inside the classroom as well as in extracurricular activities, such as the Association for Corporate Growth Cup and the Chartered Financial Analyst Global Investment Challenge. He combines strong feedback and constructive criticism with praise and appreciation in a way that promotes learning and increases confidence.
Congratulations, Professor Solo, Professor Fine, and Professor Flowers. Thank you.
The purpose of the Weatherhead School Doctoral Teaching and Mentoring Award is to recognize a professor chosen by doctoral students who exemplifies excellence in teaching and mentoring doctoral students. The recipient of this year's award is Professor Sherry Pirelli. One nominator wrote, "Sherry Pirelli is most deserving of this award because she never ceases in her efforts to ensure that the doctoral candidates do their best possible work. Besides being a veritable dynamo, she is caring and personable, as well as superb motivator, facilitator, and editor. She clarifies why the particular research is valuable in the worldwide sense. Feedback was near immediate, direct, clear, and insightful. My concepts and writing improved greatly because she is so thoroughly explained the process and the goal and thoughtfully explored possibilities with me."
Congratulations. Now, I'll tell you, as Sherry walks down the stage, I had Sherry Pirelli in class a number of years ago, and I'm not quite sure what I taught her, but she taught me a great deal. I'm glad she continues to do that. Congratulations.
Faculty, students, and staff also nominate students for awards. This year, the award committee received 57 nominations for 2 of the awards, which are named for 2 former Weatherhead deans, the Scott Cowan and the Theodore Alford Awards. The Scott Cowan Student Leadership Award recognizes one student who demonstrated exemplary student leadership while at Weatherhead. The recipient of this year's Scott Cowan Student Leadership Award is Brigham Wilson. Brigham is a great role model and was always willing to help out with the initiatives he proposed. He served Weatherhead energetically as Graduate Business Student Association president and represented the school well at all times.
Thank you, Brigham. Remember, Brigham Wilson, people like him, spent 2 years with us, but they leave a mark that we think of for years to come, and thank you again on behalf of all of us.
The Theodore Alford Distinguished Service Award is presented to that student who exhibited leadership in community service and promoted service opportunities to other Weatherhead students. The recipient of this year's Theodore Alford Award is Chris Parkinson.
Where are you?
One nominator wrote, "Chris is the president of Net Impact at Weatherhead and helped our school chapter attain gold status. One example of his effort to support Net Impact's mission of changing the world through business was a Zero Impact tailgate party at the football game between Case Western Reserve University and Ohio Wesleyan."
Congratulations, Chris. Allison Barnowski, the graduating MBA MNO student, president of the Mandel Center Student Leadership Committee, will now present the 2010 Mandel Center Teaching Award.
Thank you, Dean Reddy. The Mandel Center Teaching Award is presented to an individual or individuals who exemplify dedication to the development of Mandel Center students and their educational experience as demonstrated in the following areas: creation of a dynamic, high-impact learning environment within the classroom, demonstration of effective and engaging teaching methods, encouragement and guidance toward lifelong learning, and exceptional accessibility, assistance, and guidance given to individual students in helping to resolve questions and problems. Today's honoree, Professor Mark Light, effectively demonstrates all of these criteria. Professor Light, will you please join me on stage? In the words of his nominators, Dr. Light is dynamic, caring, intelligent, and he genuinely cares about the good of his students and their learning. He also teaches tremendous amounts of information in an easy-to-manage format, but without detracting from the intellectual level. This is a high standard to meet. I wholeheartedly recommend him for this award. The shortest class I've taken with Dr. Light has been 4 hours long. I never would have known. By the time 10 p.m. rolled around, I was always sad to leave. His energy and passion for whatever he is teaching spills into the classroom and is infectious. Classes sometimes felt like a 4-hour pep talk, explaining the tools we needed to succeed, and then unleashing us into the sector to use those tools to the best of our abilities. His style is energizing. Congratulations, Professor Light.
Thank you. Thank you, Allison. Then before we start the diploma ceremony, this is the first time we're using this facility in quite a few years. So if you see us in some manner sorting things out, we are being rather careful in terms of how we use the facility. I have 2 buttons here in front of me. One says, push for organ music. The other says, don't ever touch. Should we give it a try? No, we pass that. We will now present the August 2009, January 2010, and May 2010 graduates of Weatherhead School of Management and the Mandel Center for Nonprofit Organizations. Names will be read by Tim Slager, our Senior Program Director.
As we prepare to present the class of 2010, I ask that audience members not approach the stage to take photos, as this will block the view of others. We do have 3 professional still photographers in place. One will be taking a close-up photo, one will be taking a photo of the graduate crossing the stage, and the other will be taking a diploma ceremony shot. So there will be 3 of those still photos made available to you, as well as access to a complimentary video. Many of our graduates received awards at ceremonies held earlier in the day, and these are noted in your program. I will also note these awards when a recipient crosses the stage. The awards include the Dean's Academic Achievement Awards, which are given to the students with the highest cumulative grade point average in each Weatherhead and Mandel Center program of study. The Community Service Awards recognize students who have participated in at least 40 hours of volunteer community service during each year of attendance at Weatherhead. Membership in the Beta Gamma Sigma International Honor Society is open to students within the top 20% of their respective classes and to all doctoral graduates. Other individual awards will also be recognized as appropriate. I invite candidates for the Doctor of Management to come forward. As I read your name, I'll invite you to approach the stage, enter the stage to be hooded. Richard Araya, B.S. Naval Academy of Chile, Universidad de Chile, and Tulane University, and his dissertation was the causal ambiguity and its impacts on firm performance. Noni Brennan. Dissertation is exploring sustained collaborations, activities, and behaviors that make a difference. Her earlier degrees were from University of Western Ontario and DePaul University. Jonathan Brewster. His earlier degrees were from United States Merchant Marine Academy and Carnegie Mellon University, and his dissertation was on high trust risk technologies, the adoption issues of computer-assisted surgery. Alan George David Fisk. His earlier degrees were from University of Reading, United Kingdom, and Oakland University, and his dissertation was entitled Social Factors That Influence Project Success in Enterprise Class IS Integrations. Elizabeth Potts Fitzgibbon. Her earlier degrees were from Rutgers University and Emory University, and her dissertation was Inside the Outsourcing of Innovation. Kathy Ann Kessler. Her earlier degrees were from George Washington University and Indiana University, and her dissertation was Into the Family and Business Nexus, Succession and Daughters and Family-Owned Businesses. Antoinette Lobel. Earlier degrees were from Marymount College and Fordham University, and her dissertation was Nonprofit Leaders and Their Organizations, Routes to and Repertoires for Effectiveness. Edward Mahone. Earlier degrees earned were from St. Petersburg College, Eckerd College, and the University of Tennessee, and his dissertation is The Drivers of Employee Engagement and Teamwork Performance. Jill B. McCullough. Earlier degrees were from Ohio University and Youngstown State University, and her dissertation is entitled The Influence of Positive Psychological Factors on Small Business Owners' Retirement Planning Activities. Nancy McInerney Lacombe. Earlier degrees were earned at Concordia University and the University of Western Ontario in Canada. Her dissertation is Payoffs of Championing Tough Issues, Why Corporations Need to Nurture Quixotic Champions at the Board and Within Senior Management Teams. William J. Oliver. Earlier degree was from University of Alaska and Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and his dissertation is Improving the Effectiveness of Microfinance in Reducing Household Poverty. Sridhar Seshadri. Earlier degree was from Drexel University and University of Pennsylvania, and his dissertation is Developing Ambidextrous Teams in Academic Medical Centers. Ann Kowal-Smith. Earlier degrees were from Bryn Mawr College, University of Michigan, Case Western Reserve University, and her dissertation is The Delicate Balance of Organizational Leadership, Encouraging Learning and Driving Successful Innovation. Rachel Talton. Earlier degrees from Cleveland State University, and her dissertation is Dare to Restore Trust and Drive Loyalty in Distrust-Dominated Environments, a Stakeholder Perspective. Don Teague. Earlier degrees from Park University, Webster University. His dissertation is The Impact of Charisma on Employee Volunteer Programs. Michael Wolf. Earlier degrees from Heidelberg and Defiance Colleges. And his dissertation is Beyond Financial Transparency and Institutional Structure, Emergent Forms of Accountability in the New Era of Responsibility. invite candidates for the Master of Accountancy to cross the stage as your name is called. Danielle Bly. Maria Chai. Jeffrey Colliden. Sophia Houghton. Po Huan Wong. Hyung Kim. Daniel Lenner. Chen Wen Lin. Jill Malone. Jessica Mirowitz. Angeline Rice. David Stressen also received the Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Shung Wong. Justin Williams. Liping Yang. Rachel Yanich. Rufeng Zhang. Dangdong Zhuang. Xu Chen. We now invite the Executive Master of Business Administration graduates to please come forward as your name is called. Yasser Al-Ahmed. What? Mark Anderson. Robert Bowser. Aljean Carulia. Brent Carson, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Bing Chen. Stephen Goodman. Peter Griffiths, Dean Academic Achievement Award. Michael Hausman. Mark Jarvis. Stephen Jones. Michelle Kaiser. Brett Larrick. Patricia Persico, EMBA Class of 2006 Leadership Award and Community Service Award. Kirsty Powell. Ken Robb. Olivier Roque, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Yeah. Charles Scarletta. Kathleen Spear. Robert Turk, Jr. Michael Wood. Lincoln Yee. We now invite the following Master of Business Administration graduates to please come forward as your name is called. Jasjuvan Aluwalia. Malcolm Allen. Ankit Anand. Nicholas Anasinas. Maria Arsenieva. Nicholas Asmus. Amit Awadi. Christine Ayala. DeQuinia Bailey. Bryce Banktel, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Swati Betkakar. Julie Bonsali. Michael Blanchard. Marna Boreau. Kurt Brandstetter. Gary Broadbent. Julie Byrne. Megan Kane. Dorothy Kanapari, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Wayne Chamberlain. Mitzi Chiple Sandegui. Mary Jo Krobach. Mandarin Daig. Keith Dawkins. Anne DeChant, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Katie DeGennaro. Clayton DiPietro. Dipti Dwan. John Donzi. Dan Dorofty. Daniel Dunlap. Matthew Eldred. Paul Elia. Christopher Evanich. Mary Fantozzi, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Lisa Fisher. Ryan Bogliano. Sarah Fox. Frederick Franks, Jr. Arnaud Gelb. Rebecca Griffiths. Stephanie Gunning. Nidhi Gupta. Shilu Gupta. Reed Harrison, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Sheetal Hasija. Elijah Howout. Khalid Hawthorne. Amanda Helinski. Andrew Hitchcock. Krista Hook. Eric Huber. Monica Ionescu. Maria Ismail, Dean's Academic Achievement Award and Outstanding Marketing MBA Student Award. Shakira Johnson. Patricia Jurka, Community Service Award. Catherine Kaminsky. Julia Cato. Jessica Kemp, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Sobia Khan. Julie Coons, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Kohei Kuroda, Community Service Award. Samantha Culver. Hofi Sean Lamb. Michael Leonakis. Alexander Leslie. Isaac Lifshitz. Christina Lillibridge. Wei Cheng Lin. Alex Paul Manders. Christina Mastrangelo. Jonathan Matthews. Faraj Mehta. Albert Moe, Community Service Award. Manoj Mota. Priyanka Moon. Kyle Mooney. Nicole Morton. Dopesh Malakala. Kimaya Naik. Anand Natarajan. Samara Ora, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Rosemary Osley. Christopher Parkinson, Theodore M. Alfred Distinguished Service Student Award and Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Michael Parada. Nicholas Perini, Community Service Award. Elizabeth Prom. Nicole Raymond. Jonathan Reith. Congratulations. Michelle Rizzuto. Keith Rohr. Pablo Rojas. Laila Sani. Mayank Saraf. Trevor Sava. Nikhil Savadi. Amy Scarpitti. Peter Shuley. Mark Senyek, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Sun Wan So. Tarang Shah. Chaitra Sheshgari. Krishna Murthy. Heidi Sakina. Cricket Slyman. Darren Smith.
Yeah.
Marche Snyder. Prakash Srinivasan, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Joseph Tishone. Christina Tracy. Anthony Valentine. Maria Vokic. Niles Wadley. Yunmi Wang. Michael Weiss, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Justin White. Brigham Wilson, Scott S. Cowan Student Leadership Award. Bryce Wolverton. Tetsuro Yamashita. Saikun Wu. Zinan Zhang. Mark Ziegler. We now invite the Master of Science and Management graduates to please come forward as your name is called. Fabian Sandi. We also invite the Master of Science and Management with specialization in finance to come forward, Charles Bowling. Ruan G. Sebastian Metzger. Susan Olbracht. Sri Lakshmi Pulugarta, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Jingyang Wang. Xia Wang. Xiu Wang. Mu Yang. Ye Yi Yang. Xiaoyi Zhuang. We now invite the Masters of Science and Management with a specialization in Operations Research graduates to please come forward as your name is called. Idrissa Aidara. Zanan Ji. Zhang Guan. Ramya Krishnan. Lena Lee. Kanjian Lee. Amri Shiv. Yu Sun, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Ling Zi Wei. Ling Xiao Zhu. We now invite the Master of Science in Management with a specialization in supply chain management graduates to please come forward as your name is called. Ahmed Al-Abdul Salam, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Ali Al-Gharib. Zi Lu. Jie Qing. Meng Wang. Xin Zhang. Yuan Zhang. Shan Zhao. We now invite the Master of Science in Positive Organization Development and Change graduates to please come forward as your name is called. Anis Bag. Christopher Bibbo. Tony Bond. Susan Burbank. Kirsten Cronlund. Oops. Deidre Davis. Monique Devane, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Wendy Gold. Joretha Johnson. Erica Jones. Bobby Collar, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Sydney Lorenz. Tricia McGonnell, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Kay Muller. Maria Fernanda Nascimento. Christopher Nunn. Markia Owens. Amber Oxley, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Catherine Roach. Malia Scanlon. Stephen Seeger. Amanda Silver. Argery Vasilikis, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Stacy Ward Braxton. Nancy White. Vicky Wright. Kimberly Yee. Amy Yogev. We now invite the Master of Nonprofit Organization graduates to please come forward as your name is called. Susan Alexander. Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Allison Baranowski. Kristen Boyne, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Thriveen Mana. Ellen Grady. Melissa Johnson, John A. Yankee Community Service Award. Jamie Jones. Yana Krasny. Brian Mauk. Margaret Rodebush, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. Brendan Sandham. Jennifer Voros, Dean's Academic Achievement Award. David Waldman. Jennifer Weber. Kimberly York.
Please join me in congratulating all the Weatherhead graduates. One good round of applause is certainly in order. Congratulations. When people do as well as you've done, it's not just because you're very good. Is it really that bad? How about now? All right. Can we start this again? I'll do it slowly. We Indians are known to speak rather rapidly, I'm told. Any time that you do as well as you have, and all of you have, it really isn't because you're all that good. You're good. It's because the people around you, next to you, behind you, who make it all worthwhile. So as graduates, keep in mind the old adage that there's behind every successful person, there are a horde of well-wishers behind you. So I think this might be as good a time as any to say thank you and wish them well. A round of applause for your parents, your spouses, your children. Ladies and gentlemen, this formally concludes the graduation ceremony for the Weatherhead Graduate 2010. On behalf of all the faculty, the staff, the alumni, we wish you all the very best, and we look forward to seeing you over and over again. Thank you, good luck, and come back soon. Thank you.